Welcome back to the Hermitcraft FTB server. Things are going pretty good right now. Got a lot of stuff to do. I've got a lot of stuff I want to get done today. And so let's just kind of hop right into it. As you can see right here, I have built the structure for a forestry multi-farm. Now I've got the multi-block completed and the platform here for where the growing is going to happen, where the farmland is going to go. Let's get inside the shop here and get to the works of this thing, which is down here and out down this way. And you can see I've rigged it for the force engine to provide power. And there will be more force engines, by the way. That's part of what this tree farm is all about, in fact. Now, the first thing I need to do is see I've got everything set up. I've got the gearbox here for power, I've got the valve there for water, and I've got the... No, I don't need a farm control. I need a farm hatch. Good grief. I put the wrong thing away. Alright, let me find my farm hatch and let's see. There it is. Request successful. One farm hatch. Now I can go take and fix that thing, because that was not supposed to be a farm control. I built it, but it turned out I actually didn't need it. Alright, now we take the farm hatch, pop that up there, and that's where materials will be provided, input and output. Alright. Get out of there. Okay. Now, liquid duct. I will be needing some. And I kind of like the new look of them. And I'm going to put a aqueous accumulator down there. And I've got a couple of buckets of water. This slimy, green, polluted looking water that we have here in this area. And now the farm has water coming in. It's rigged for power. The next thing to do is to rig it for item delivery and extraction. And I've got just the ticket for that. Logistics chassis Mark II and a supplier pipe. The chassis Mark II I'm going to put on the bottom there. The supplier pipe I'm going to put over here on the side. The supplier pipe will be set to keep fertilizer, dirt, and saplings in their area there. Now the chassis Mark II will get an extractor module, and it will just extract from the down, from the underside, just for the heck of it. And it will extract everything that pretty much is qualified as output. Now, I have a really good situation here in that this farm is right next to this area here where I've got all my storage and stuff going on. So let's see, I need a basic logistics pipe. And some force transport. And that needs to be a basic pipe, because it is an intersection. Alright, now what I'll need to do here is to set this thing to keep 64 fertilizer, and I'm going to have to sit here right clicking until that comes up to the number 64, or I could left click with an entire stack and get that, but what the heck. There. And then I'm going to have it keep, let's see, 6 stacks of dirt and 6 stacks of saplings. As you can see, the fertilizer is being manufactured and dropped in there. We have power, we have water. I just need to start getting this thing set up to handle the dirt requirements and the saplings, and that's going to take a lot of clicking because 6 times 64 is 384, so I will be back when I'm done clicking. Alright, I've just finished up my clicking, and I got the necessary number by doing 327s and a 3 for each of these two items. And the farm has all the dirt. It doesn't have any saplings yet because this 21 is the only 4 saplings I've got at the moment. And you see here, it looks like the power level is going down or something. I'm not sure. Let's check this force engine. Oh, it's not even running. Okay. Got plenty of liquid force and milk for the time being. I am going to have to hook up a better way to supply this engine because for now I'm going to have to supply it manually, and that's not going to do for very long. So, let's see. Let's get back to where I can reach something. And okay, I've got this deep storage unit set up here. This one I had already set up for coal. I've got this one set up for redstone because that's going to be another thing I'll have a lot of. And then this one is set up for force logs. And this one is set up for force saplings. And I do believe that that will have this thing sending them out to the farm and begin planting. Let's get up here and have a look. Well, it would help if I turned that engine on, wouldn't it? Yeah. I gotta stop right-clicking with that rod of transportation or rod of return, whatever it's called. Okay, we got stuff going in here, more dirt is going out. Alright, let's head outside. Okay, we've got stuff being planted down here. Or the farmland is being put down, but I'm not seeing any force saplings yet. Perhaps it'll do when the whole farmland thing is all down, so we'll wait just a little bit and see. Shouldn't take very long, it's almost completely filled out. Alright. No saplings. Alright, let's fix that. Because I do have this set up correctly, I'm pretty sure. There's a provider module and an item sink. Let's make up and out. And so I can output through the up. Alright, how about this? Let's just take the bloody saplings out and put them in the doggone thing manually for the time being, and I will diagnose what the problem is after a bit. I may need to have separate output and input pipes on those deep storage unit. That's entirely possible. Alright, we'll just go ahead and throw some force saplings in there. It's also conceivable that one force engine is not enough power. And just for visibility's sake, I don't need it on account of mob spawns, but just for the sake of being able to see. Ah, here we go. We have some force saplings planted. I've got some bone meal here, so I'm going to speed them along for a little ways. carefully so that I don't end up suffocating myself. But I get these things sped along, and this thing will begin chopping them down, and we'll get more saplings, more importantly, and we'll get started. And I'll be back after this thing has had a chance to get cranking a little bit. And I think I'll make another force engine while I'm at it. Alright, tree farm seems to be working alright. It's doing its thing, and most importantly, it's picking up whatever saplings that drop, and they automatically go in here and they instantly get pulled back out and planted. And that's going to keep going until every spot on this farm is planted. And then, and only then, will it begin building up a reserve and eventually start feeding the stuff into the system for storage. Now, I did make a extra little corridor coming out here, probably temporary, to get back in a little bit closer to what I'm doing. Now, this force engine does appear to be providing enough power for this, although we're running short on milk. I'm going to have to do something about that soon. But first, I went ahead and I made up a redstone energy cell, and I'm going to put it right there to serve as a buffer. Let's see, that one's input, that one needs to be an output. And it is building up some power storage. That's good. So that way, if the engine runs down, the energy cell will have some power to keep things going for a while. Now, what I need to do is I got a hold of a squeezer here, and I'm going to put the squeezer down, say, I think probably here, and I'm going to set it up with a logistics pipe. Let's see, we need probably a supplier. Perhaps just a Mark II chassis with a provider module, or a item sink. That's the word I'm looking for. Let's see, are we close enough to the AE system to request an item sink? Alright, item sink on the way. Alright, put the pipe down here. Set it up with an item sink, and what it sinks is going to be force logs. Ah, okay. Well, we'll see about that. Apparently the AE system can't grab a hold of these guys. Fine. Alright, that item sink is going to sink force logs into the squeezer, and then a bit of liquid duct should provide. Actually, I think maybe I need to break that up, move it back. Liquid duct and energy conduit doesn't seem to respond to the force wrench. Alright. Let's put 2 liquid duct, and then the squeezer, and then our logistics chassis pipe. Set it with the item sink, make sure it's still set to force logs. Okay, we're good there. Now I need to hook into the logistics network, connect it to that pipe. Let's see. This should be easy. Alright, I'll need a basic pipe. Right there. my force pipes. There. That should take care of that. Force logs should begin showing up in there, I would think. No, they're not. Because that's only for new force logs that come into the system. So as the tree farm harvests some, they will end up coming in here. This will qualify as a destination. Okay, now let's get some more energy conduit and run some power over here. No, 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 and no. I am going to have to go ahead and make up the other wrench that handles conduits, because this is unacceptable. Alright. There. Now it has power, and any logs come in will get squeezed, and the liquid force will end up here in the engine. Now all I have to do is work out an arrangement to get milk produced automatically. And I also need to come up with an arrangement to store excess liquid force and excess milk. But that'll just be a matter of some tanks and some more piping and whatnot, and figuring out where to put the tanks. So I'll probably work on that stuff off camera. In the meantime, I'm going to give this system a little bit of time to do its thing, and I'll check back later. Alright, as you can see, the sapling production has been all being put to recycle back into getting the farm growing more and more trees, and it's just about got the whole place covered, so that'll take care of itself soon. Now, however, I need to settle an issue with a supply of milk for the force engine, and for that I'm going to use this safari net that I found in one of my Mistcraft searches. Look around, see if I can find a cow or a mushroom, either one, and we'll take care of that supply issue. The rest of the world will continue to load, and a cow will conveniently make itself known. Whole lot of mining going on down there. Alright, let's see if we can find a cow somewhere. All we need is one. Really? You'd think there would be some around here. Okay, I'm going to search around, see if I can find a cow, and I'll be back. You know, it occurred to me that all this chasing around is really kind of pointless. I know where there's lots of cows. Okay, mushrooms, but they will do just as well. Right here. This whole biome is Mushroom Island. Mushroom Island or whatever. And these guys are all over the freaking place. So let's just grab one in the safari net. Is that how it works? You right click it? Okay, you just have to be close enough. Okay. Let's head back. And yeah, my quarry is currently turned off. I turned it off when there was a power problem because of all the mega unstopping rain yesterday, and I haven't started it back up again. I will sometime later, but for right now I'm not really actually worried about it. Alright, let's get down here. I have prepared a place for the cow. I've also built a sound muffler. Wonderful little invention that Hypno discovered. Alright, and we'll just pop the cow right there, and it's wearing a DMAC hat. How about that? Alright, maybe that's not officially a DMAC hat, but that's the one he seems to use a lot. Anyway, I have got here a rancher, And I believe if we set the rancher down here, we'll have to supply it with power. And alright, let's get some liquid duct. Actually, let's put the rancher on this side. It makes more sense. And now we just need to run some liquid duct over to that force engine, and I'm going to run that down just a little bit and put the milk in through the bottom of it. And that way I can cover the floor up. Alright, that'll take care of that. Cover up the floor, or cover up the hole in the floor. Now here, we just need to run some power in, and just get out some more energy conduit. That should take care of that. It has power, it's doing its thing, the pipeline is full of milk. It should be going into the engine. I don't know, I may have to put it in through the side. Didn't think of that. Alright, let's break this out and have a look. Alright, not a problem. And no, I still didn't make the right wrench for these pipes. Alright, liquid duct. You don't tell me I don't have any more of these things. Oh, good grief. Alright, give me 10 more. Alright, whack that one with the wrench. It doesn't seem to be accepting it. Okay. Let's whack this one to an output. Drop a lever down here. And get a hold of another lever. Start the engine running again. That might actually make a difference. Mushroom soup? Well, no wonder it's not going in there. Mushroom soup is not an acceptable throttle. Okay, I know a cure for that. I'm going to go up here and grab a couple of pieces of iron to make a shears. And we will shear that mushroom thing. And then, of course, I'm going to have to break all of those pipe. See, now it is a cow instead of a mushroom thing. So I'll have to break this pipe and then replace it. And then it will transfer milk over to the engine. I'll be back when I've got all that taken care of and everything fixed. Alright. I went ahead and first of all I made the crescent hammer so that I can break this stuff without taking 9 years to do it. Removed and replaced all the pipe. Removed and replaced the rancher. Mushroom soup. Good night. Okay, let's pop a lever down here. And we'll whack the pipe. Oh, we need another lever down here to start the engine. Okay, we got milk coming in. Its internal buffer is full. I don't see any going into the pipe. Okay, the pipe just needs to be in don't care mode, which means it doesn't need a lever. Good. We have milk going into the engine. Okay, that means the engine is now running at its 10.0 Minecraft joules per tick, with milk doing a 2.5 throttle. Our cow is doing its thing here, and with that sound muffler, we don't have to listen to it. And that means that, let's see, the energy cell will continue to charge, and the farm has all the power it needs. And it is starting to build up a supply of forest saplings, which means that the whole thing is now completely planted. I did extend the surface here out a little bit to make sure that all of the saplings would fall within range of what the farm will pick up from. Didn't need to have them falling down into the ravine and getting wasted. So, forest saplings, forest logs, forest nuggets are not a problem now. So I do believe that putting together a bank of forest engines and a tank holding forest logs and whatnot, forest liquid force and milk, a couple of tanks then, will take care of the buildcraft power requirement. I do believe that will be very useful. All right, the farm is definitely working good. Everything is working right. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop down here, and I'm going to go ahead and close off my little temporary entryway. Because I don't need it anymore. The farm is definitely building up saplings. It's producing plenty of sand and forest logs and forest nuggets and so on. And everything's going just great there. As a matter of fact, while I was digging this area out, I ran into a pretty good sized vein of apatite, which will contribute to the pretty good supply that I already had, and more that I'm getting from the quarry. So I think the quarry will take care of providing enough apatite until we can get to the point where apatite can be provided other ways. Whole system is working good. Got no problems there. And, oh, by the way, with this squeezer, I eventually realized that what I needed to do was to take the other pipe that I had on there and remove it, replace it with a supplier pipe, and tell it to keep one stack of forest logs inside the squeezer at all times. So anytime any logs get used, the supplier pipe requests more to replace them with, and it has a constant supply. The rancher is, of course, running constantly, milking the cow and supplying milk to the engine, so we're good there. Next time out, I want to get started setting up the area that I'm going to do my early high flux dangerous level farmcraft stuff in. We'll get started with that out at the mesa next time.